The U.S. Surgeon General has called it an urgent public health crisis, a devastating decline in the mental health of kids across the country.
Introducing the Heroic Journey, a mental health program created in partnership with YMCA by acclaimed psychologists and award-winning educators. Featuring 33 evidence-based, relatable lessons using engaging video from TV and film, games, art, sharing circles, reading, and dramatic play. Videos for parents to stay up to date with what their kids are doing, and training videos so staff can easily teach key concepts and get support on sensitive topics. The Heroic Journey. We turn struggles into strengths. Take a look. For kids.
Hey, superheroes in training.
I am here to talk with you today about how you respond to stress.
Resilience. Why people sometimes do things that they know are wrong.
And we have videos for teens.
How you use social media.
How you respond to stress.
I'm here to talk with you about what to do when you're having a conflict with a friend.
And your story matters. Just don't forget your cape.
We'd absolutely recommend this to other people.
Kids love superheroes, and like relating through some of these stories, like pop cultural references, I think is a great tool to have just to connect with them.
Every hero has something that they had to get through in order to become a better hero, and I feel like that's something that can apply to everyday life, using something that might be a weakness and then turning it into a strength.
When adults are talking about subjects such as these with kids, sometimes we only relate it to adults understanding rather than kids understanding, and it's nice to be able to bring it down a notch.
You're like, okay, I see me, I see a representation of me. Okay, I can do this.
For instance, the Hulk. Being able to identify with the Hulk, you know, we all get angry, we all get mad, we all have impulsive behavior. But really being able to diagnose what that is and help kids understand, hey, there are two separate beings inside of this one person, and sometimes it comes out.
I cannot get so bad. You know, I can calm down. I can think about things like in a different aspect.
After today, super motivated.
It makes me more passionate.
I think it's helpful just to make a well-rounded human being.
To have a greater impact rather than just a punitive, aggressive kind of way of disciplining it.
Excitement, first of all, because I see like a really real world way to apply some of this stuff.
It's good for us and it's good for others.
Yeah, great program.
The Heroic Journey, evidence-based SEL teaching kids to be heroes for themselves and each other. Call or come to our website to book a free consultation.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. It's the SyFy Sistas with Chase Masterson, and we are so happy to be here with you all today, raising money for the Heroic Journey Mental Health Program. Yay!
Uh-oh. Chase, are you muted? No.
Uh-oh.
I think you're
We're going to have to work on getting Chase's audio back.
No, we can't hear you. Mm-mm.
Uh-oh.
Y'all have no idea what we've been going through.
Chase, your mic is muted.
Okay.
Chase,
maybe go out and come back in. I don't know. We will figure this out, guys. But hi.
Hey, Tamia. Hey.
All right.
Wasn't that intro fantastic?
It was amazing. Yes. And it showed us so much about this program. We're going to figure it out because Chase, honestly, Chase was there before we could hear her.
Oh, yeah,
trust and believe. Trust and believe. We could hear her, and she could hear you. So welcome,
Let's
everybody.
tell
Thanks for
everybody what we're
joining
here
us
for
tonight.
tonight anyway.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
I
think
think
she got back in. Let's see. Hold on.
I can hear you now.
Yay!
fantastic.
Hey,
Yay!
hi everybody. Are we on? Are we live?
We
We
are
are live.
live.
Thank you so much for having me and for everything that you've done to put this together. You are all amazing. And thank you to our audience. I'm so grateful for you being here.
Oh, we're delighted to do this. Guys, am I on a delay?
I don't think so.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, because it sounded like I was for a second. It's been so many technical things, y'all. You would not even believe tonight. It's
I actually would,
hilarious.
yes.
At this point, you just have to laugh.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
pretty
right,
much.
Dave.
Yep, that's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
We're so excited to be here to help you raise money for the Heroic Journey Mental Health Program. I mean, it's going to be fantastic tonight. Our friends, our great friends, the Seventh Rule folks, Ryan T. Husk and Cirroc Lofton, are going to join us a little bit later. So we're looking forward to that. Yay!
Yay! So excited. Thank you, guys.
It's a family affair, you know. We're going to be, I'm sorry, go ahead, Chase.
No, please go ahead.
Yeah, so as part of our fundraising, we're going to start tonight fundraising, and we're going to go through Giving Tuesday, and we're going to use the hashtag Giving Tuesday IDIC. It's underneath my name right there, y'all. Just in case, hashtag Giving Tuesday IDIC, and we're going to put up all the links and everything that you need to know how to raise money, how to donate for the Heroic Journey Mental Health Program. So, Chase, can you tell us a little bit what the money would be used for and a little bit about the program?
Absolutely, Tamia. Thank you so much. Everyone, again, it's really an honor to have you here, and I am extremely grateful for your support. And really, it is Trek fans who taught me about the importance of doing this work. I remember learning about IDIC, and it's something that I always believed in, but learning that Star Trek revolves around that, and really realizing the passion with which Star Trek fans live that and also support charities. And I'll go back just to the beginning of my work with Star Trek years ago when I was doing many conventions during the run of Deep Space Nine, and they had formed fan clubs for all of us. They asked what I wanted to be my charity, and so I told them a charity that I was working with, and people would support that from everywhere I went. And I'd appear at some little place in just some small town, and they'd greet me at the airport dressed like Klingons and say, "Hey, we raised this for your charity." And it was, from a car wash. And it was for Caring for Babies with AIDS, which was the nonprofit that I had worked with before I was on Star Trek and continued to support. And then that charity got its own legs and was able to bring in huge sponsors. And then we went on to another and another. And I was just struck and heartened from my very early times as being a part of the cast of Deep Space Nine, that your hearts are amazing, and that you don't just love this show, you live it. And that really was inspiring to me.
Yeah.
And so years ago, I'll just tell you the trajectory. I was going through a really very difficult time myself, and I was extremely depressed, and I was angry. I had a stalker. I had a lot of things going wrong with my life that were very, very painful. And I knew what it was not to want to stay awake, maybe ever. I knew what it was like to use a substance to try to make myself feel better. And I knew what it was like for that to not work. In fact, for it to backfire badly. And I'm 16 years sober now. And I can say that, thank you. I can tell you, thank you. I can tell you that I'm here and that my life is what it is because of the help that I received, and because I was able to learn skills and that the skills work. And that inspired me through the years to start a nonprofit using stories from Star Trek and other pop culture, stories that people love and can relate to, and stories that people live, and using those incredible themes of heroism, of resilience, of self-compassion, of strength, of compassion, of empathy, of doing the right thing when it's hard, and to bring these skills together, um, and to form a nonprofit using these stories, which no one had ever done, and to blend these stories with evidence-based psychology and with mental health skills that people can use to make their lives better.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what we're doing. I founded this organization with an incredible author named Carrie Goldman in 2013. Carrie is the award-winning author of Bullied, What Every Parent, Teacher, and Kid Needs to Know About Ending the Cycle of Fear. And it was published by HarperCollins. And like I said, it won awards. And it has been #1 on Amazon in 2 different categories. The book was published in 2010, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
It was #1 on Amazon as late as last year. It's a really solid book and it has legs. And I'm grateful to have partnered with Carrie, and together she and I partnered with psychologists like Dr. Janina Scarlett and Dr. Andrea Letamendi and other names that you might know in the online communities and in the pop culture communities. Dr. Scarlett is the author of Superhero Therapy, and Dr. Letamendi has a Batman podcast, has worked with Dr. Ali Matu, who has a Star Trek podcast of Star Trek and psychology. And so we're bringing all of these worlds together, and we've created a program of 32 lessons that you just saw a lot about in the video. And we have put this out to schools and to communities and community centers. And our work has grown immensely. I don't mean to talk too much at once, but I'd love to tell you either now or later about how this work has grown and why this work has grown. And it's very largely due to the support of the Star Trek community.
Well, I know I love it too. Yeah. I want to tell people right now the links that they can use to start donating, right? Is going to be at popculturehero.org, correct?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. And because we can start the donations right now, y'all.
Thank you. So I'll tell you a couple of fun things about that. So Carrie and I funded this work for 2 years before we applied to become a nonprofit. And that was partly because who wants to talk to the IRS? Not me. But finally, we were just spending too much of our own funds on it. And we thought, well, I'll go ahead and get brave and make this application.
Yep.
And they say that it takes 3 to 6 months or as much as 18 months to get IRS approval if you get it for a nonprofit. Guess how long it took us to get approval? 10 working days.
What?
Yes.
That's insane.
That's because even the IRS understands the power of using Black Panther and Shuri and Wonder Woman and Burnham and all of these other wonderful characters to create or to use as role models.
Yeah.
Especially in the absence of other role models. But even still, which one of us, who hasn't gone to see a movie and been inspired and heartened by the choices that they make, and actually also appreciated seeing our heroes' flaws and the ways that they struggle. And when we watch heroes that we respect struggle, we know that our struggles are normal. We know that our struggles, that we're not alone, and that we can do the things that they do, which are rely on our core values and our healthy identity. We rely on knowing who we are. But first we have to know that. We have to learn that. We have to take a mindful look at that. And then we have to be able to see ourselves with compassion and realize that we deserve to talk with ourselves in the way that we would talk with a good friend. and not tear ourselves down, to be as kind to ourselves as we are to other people. And all of these skills that we see heroes emulating on screen, eventually, in order to overcome their challenges, are ones that we teach children to do using stories they love, and it's working.
Oh, I love that. It's so fantastic.
Thank you.
Thanks. So we're going to be giving out daily updates. This campaign is starting today. It's going through November 28th, which is Giving Tuesday. We want to encourage everybody to use this hashtag Giving Tuesday, IDIC. And there's going to be places where you can get daily updates about the goals about the raising, how much we've raised, right, Yvette? We're going to be sending all these places. So I want you guys to be able to check. We're going to tell you them throughout the show because it's kind of a lot to list all at one time. But the first place to start is popculturehero.org. Okay, that's the first place to check. That's the main spot. But you can also find it on all of SyFy Sistas pages, our Facebook page, in our mothership group, and all of the Seventh Rule Facebook pages. But we're going to go back over those too.
Why don't we list those? Because that's pretty important, since, this is the place that people are going to find out the daily updates, and then on Giving Tuesday they're going to find out hourly updates. So why don't we just list those so people know? I will have them in the description after the presentation, but while people are listening, I think it's a good idea just to let people know that they're there.
Okay, so like I said, it's going to be, check out popculturehero.org. You can find a tally there. You can find them on the SyFy Sistas Facebook page, in our Facebook group, The Mothership. You can also find on Facebook in the Black Trekkies group, the New York City Star Trek Meetup fan fiction group. You can find them on the Seventh Rule Facebook pages, which are many: Star Trek Picard and the Star Trek Picard group, the Star Trek Strange New Worlds group, Star Trek Lower Decks and Prodigy group, and the Star Trek Discovery group. So those are the places where you can look, all of those on Facebook.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. So we haven't posted anything yet on popculturehero.org. That's because we don't have a tally yet, and I need to be able to make sure that our webmaster could do that. Maybe the day after Thanksgiving, if not tomorrow. So I just wanted to let you know that. But we will be putting posts on our social media pages, which is Superhero IRL, and that is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And you wanted to, hi Wardogheim, hi everybody. It's so nice to get all these greetings. Chase, everybody's out there sending you tons of greetings.
Thank you for all of you guys. Thank you for inspiring me to do this work.
Thank you. You really are personally inspirational to me, as a woman, as another woman in sobriety. And I often feel like I find these lessons that I've learned in sobriety, and I go, gosh, why didn't I know this before? Why didn't I learn these things before? And, the real answer is that we're all just human beings trying to get along, and like just learning how to human every step of the way. That's all we do. Like, we're just learning how to human. And I would have loved to have had a course like these, or any of this type of direction as a child and as a young adult. I could see that it's such a beautiful thing. And you alluded a little bit before, like how it started so small and now it's grown so much. Did you want to elaborate on that?
Thank you. I just want to say huge respect to you, Tamia, for sharing that. And yes, we can only do what we can do at the time that we are doing it. And usually we do our best. I mean, we really do. I don't mean to say even usually. We didn't have the skills before. We didn't know how to human in the ways that we're learning, and that we know how now. And so again, it's really about giving ourselves compassion for the things that we've been through, and using those things to make not just ourselves, but the world better. Because to me, there's nobody like you and me who can speak to people who are stuck in substance abuse.
Yeah.
There's nobody who can help them and understand them in a way that we can, right? And so when we are able to reach out, when you are able to reach out and say, take my hand, I've been there, that's really incredibly powerful. And nobody who doesn't have your background can do that.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm grateful that, it's out of our challenges that we really find our superpowers. So I'll tell you, what happened in this is, I'll just give you the whole real quick rundown. In 2013, we started doing this work for Comic-Cons because I realized that nobody had done a major outreach against bullying or to end bullying and really create more inclusion and address the subject of bullying at a Comic-Con. So at our very first event, out of the box, in 2013, we had the founders of the No Hate campaign, representatives from GLSEN, the United Nations Association, Girl Scouts of America, a really broad, really diverse group of people. And I am happy to say that in the years since then, we have now brought the actual United Nations, Amnesty International, the Trevor Project, the ACLU, Kiva, and several other social justice, social impact organizations to their very first Comic-Con.
Wow.
So cool.
So yeah, we featured the UN at the first time that ever in this pop culture world, creating this intersection of social justice online and justice heroism in real life, heroism on screen and heroism in real life.
I love that.
Thank you. So that's why we called the nonprofit Pop Culture Hero, and that's why it's that's our website, Pop Culture Hero, and Pop Culture Hero Coalition is our technical name with the IRS. So, however, we realized soon after that we needed to approach this from a different angle because the root of bullying and racism and misogyny and LGBTQI plus bullying and cyberbullying, the whole root of all of that is a lack of mental health. People who are mentally healthy don't bully each other. People who are mentally healthy uphold and support and cherish and celebrate and promote each other's human rights, right? And so it all comes down to whether or not someone has a healthy identity, because people who are fearful, I mean, I know we all know that, it's all, bigotry is based in fear. And so we started to realize, well, this is much more of a mental health issue, and we need to really pivot this and address the root causes and also deal with the bullies as well as the people who have been bullied.
Yeah.
Because as we say, hurt people hurt people.
Right.
And heal people heal people. And so you can bet when there's a child, and we see this all the time, when there's a child who's picking on somebody, and this goes for whether it's on the playground or in the, in the workplace or in relationships or in terrorism or war. If somebody is lashing out, chances are good that it's because they're feeling hurt. It doesn't excuse them at all, but we need to get to the root cause and realize what happened, what's happening, how are you feeling about it, and what can we do to create restorative justice and to get all parties together and talk about this and not ever blame the victim, but to understand that the bully needs help too, or they're going to go on doing this, hurting themselves and other people. So this is the way that we approach this now. So I'll just tell you the rest real quick, okay?
Yeah.
So I was at a Comic-Con in 2015. There's like 15 or 20 people in the room, and I was thinking, okay, well, that's 15 or 20. And I was having this talk, and at the end, this woman came up to me and said, "You should work with Yale." And I was like, yeah, have them call me. and she said, no, really, you have something that they don't, which is an inroad to kids' minds and hearts. through these incredible stories. Hey, an inroad to adults' hearts, right? I mean, look what brought us
Yes,
together, right?
that's right. Exactly.
You have this incredible fun spoonful of sugar and this secret sauce that you use so that it's not end bullying or be mindful or learn your resilience skills. It's, hey, let's talk about Wonder Woman. Let's talk how she was able to harness her identity. She knew who she was, and that was such a foundation for her when things got tough. And then she was able to harness her thoughts and her feelings and her behaviors. So, she was able to be mindful about those. So let's just say real quick, and I'm giving you some of our examples here. I hope that's okay.
Yeah.
If someone's bullying, if someone's bullying you, you could have this thought of, they're bullying me, that must mean I'm worthless. And unfortunately, because we get hurt, that's where we sometimes go. But of course that's wrong. Of course that's not true. Of course, bullying is never about the victim. It's always about the pain on the inside of the bully. So if you change your thought to, they're bullying me, that's because they don't know any better. That's because they're hurting inside. That's because that's all they have to give. That's because they're a mess. Then your next thought can be, I am valuable. I am beautiful. I am worthwhile and everything I need to be. And I'm going to go do something good for myself. And instead of isolating like the first thought could lead to, or hurting yourself, then, or hurting someone else, I'm going to do something good with myself right now. I'm going to go spend time with people I know who love me. I'm going to go do something I'm good at. I'm going to make my life better instead of hurting myself or going home and eating a tub of ice cream, which is fine sometimes, but not always, right? So it's our thoughts, our feelings, and behaviors. So that's what Wonder Woman did. That's what, another example, when T'Challa was wondering if he had what it takes inside him to be king, and he was going to have to walk into his father's footsteps, he had to show himself self-compassion and say, I'm not my father. I'm my own king. And when Nakia said to him, you get to decide what kind of king you want to be, that resonated so deeply because it empowered him to rely on his strength, his identity, his community, his mentors, his allies, his tools of strength and resilience. And when he knew his core values, so that when he went up against Killmonger, he knew who he was, and that was his greatest strength, right? And so that's something that we can tell all of these kids. You get to decide what kind of king you want to be. Exactly. You can, you can draw on these strengths just like your heroes do. So anyway, where was I? So here we are with Dale. Here we are with Dale. And so in 2 months,
you got me want to watch Black Panther tonight.
I know, right?
I know, right?
I love the first one so much. And it's funny because a lot of schools have taken the wonderful lessons of Black Panther and the inspiration of Shuri being this girl genius. And I shouldn't even say girl genius, but I mean, unfortunately, it still is the case that unfortunately women are not as well treated or as well paid in tech and all of that. So I mention it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, a lot of schools have taken those lessons and used those for inspiration in terms of STEM and STEAM, but not many places, if any, have really taken that and used those stories for mental health. Anyway, I digress. I'll just tell you this real fast, okay? So in 2 months, we got 20 minutes with the head of Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence, and he said she was right. You have something we don't. You guys should create a curriculum. So we did, and we got Dr. Scarlett and Dr. Letamendi and Dr. Matu and a bunch of other really wonderful experts, but those are the core ones, to work with Carrie and to create this curriculum. That's where Be Kind came in, because we needed a way to pay them. And so we literally, in lieu of getting big grants like a lot of places do, I didn't know how to do that. So we sold t-shirts. And it was the way that people could chip in and say, here's my $25. I believe in your message. And I want to wear this to show how a message can help create a better world.
Great shirt. I love this shirt.
Thank you. Me too.
That's
I
a great
always wear it. So I
shirts.
wore my CEO clothing today.
So speaking of the shirt, we also are going to do a little. We're going to try to get some funds for the fundraising through the shirts also. So on Black Friday, Chase is gonna have a big sale at the bekindmerch.org. Uh-oh, we lost Sabrina.
Yeah, we did.
Few difficulties. She'll come back in.
Mhm.
But we're going to do. Am I saying that right, Tamia? It's at bekindmerch.org.
Yes, bekindmerch.org.
They will be having a Black Friday sale. So we want you to donate also, but we also want you to go ahead and go get yourselves a bunch of Be Kind shirts. So we're going to bring in some more guests with Be Kind shirts on. How about that?
Love it. Thank you.
Surprise.
Well, it wasn't a surprise, but hey.
Thank you.
I'm just glad I remembered to unmute myself just now.
Right. Just now.
Just now.
Yes,
Like
I was like,
90% of the battle.
And now I'm unmuted. Thanks for
it.
the reminder. Appreciate it.
Pros.
I love it.
It's our favorite friends
Wow.
from
We
the
like you
seventh
unmuted.
world.
Thank you so much, guys, for being here. It means a lot.
Well,
Thank
you
you.
know, while I was listening to what you were saying, I was thinking, there's a young man in the audience right now who doesn't know what IDIC means. And I had to look it up because I'm that young man. And infinite diversity and infinite combinations. Okay, I keep having to be reminded of it.
I know, I
because it
blame
means so
myself.
much.
Yeah.
Oh, and I see. Wait a minute, that's the SyFy Sistas logo, and I'm like, wait a minute, how am I not on this? So,
yeah.
Let me shout out myself for being ignorant to that. I'm so glad that I did that little bit of research because it was good to know.
But Cirroc, thank you though, because sometimes we forget, we have our own language, and there's a lot of Trek vocabulary that a lot of us take for granted, and not everybody is as versed in this vocabulary. So thank you for rolling that back, because I just sort of assume sometimes, but somebody out there is watching it and is going, what is IDIC? So thank you.
Yeah,
yeah, I was that somebody. And I'm so glad, because then it actually made me look up, and then I see the logo for the SyFy Sistas, kind of how you enhanced that original design and made it your own. So I thought, wow, that makes it even cooler than I even ever knew it to be. So thank you for that clarification there.
Thank you.
And
We're
also,
here for you, Cirroc.
yeah. And then I also thought about, Black Friday, it's always Black Friday for me and the SyFy Sistas. Every Friday's Black Friday.
It's a Black Friday. That's right.
Hey.
Black Friday.
So we gonna celebrate extra.
With some leftovers.
That's right. And I've got my my Kenneth Mitchell Be Kind shirt on.
Me
This
too.
is,
Yay.
yeah.
That's my favorite one.
It's one of my favorites right here.
I love this one. Yeah.
Yay.
I love Kenneth Mitchell so much, and this was just a way to show my love for both Chase and what she's doing, and also for my man Kenneth Mitchell. So it kind of killed two birds. But there's so many options out there for people that want to buy shirts. You have so many beautiful designs, and really it's a simple phrase. I mean, it's 2 words, and it sums up what we should all be trying to do with our lives, and setting out every day to be kind.
Yes.
Do you guys see that picture?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Cirroc, for saying that and for wearing that and for having it. And thank you, Cirroc and Ryan, both of you, for being on here tonight with us and for bringing your audience as well. And yes, we have some really wonderful people who have also won. I don't know if I just expanded this for everybody, but I'm looking at it now, expanded. David Tennant. I mean, we've had 2 Doctor Who's do the shirt. Obviously, LeVar, George, I mean, so many people, Jeff Goldblum, Belinda Carlisle. I just,
Wow.
you know,
Wow.
I don't have my glasses on right now, but
We got the beat. Sorry.
yes.
LeVar Burton's on there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep. I mean, there's
Oh,
so many
man.
wonderful people here, and
so
it's
cool.
just it's been a real honor to get everybody to be doing this, and it has helped so immensely. I honestly have to say we built our program $25 at a time, thanks to you guys.
It's amazing.
Thank
Because
you.
like when you talk about the program, you know, folks, I really want you to know that like this is a huge, really thorough when she says curriculum, it's literally a curriculum. Like there are books, there are slides, there's videos, there are teacher resources, there's resources for parents, as well as the exercises for the students. And each lesson has like there's a ton of homework. Each lesson has like 10 different options for lesson planning, you know, and you can be used with a social studies teacher or with an English teacher or with the math teacher or with the science teacher. I mean, it's really amazing and it's so thorough. And when I saw it, I was just so blown away. You know, it's really in depth, y'all. It's no joke.
So
Thank you.
can I just want to tell this story real quick. So the first time me and Chase and I met, it was a great day. And then she starts, I go, so Chase, what's this? What's going, why do you do the shirts? You know, because we were selling shirts. I was like, what's the deal with the shirts? Then she showed me her laptop and we're in the cab and she's showing me all of this stuff. And I'm like, oh my goodness. But why don't I know about this? Because all I know is the shirts, you know, and the shirts are great. And we all just said we love the shirts, but you've got to go to this website because you are going to be blown away by the stuff that she has put together. Like Tamia said, it is so thoughtful and drawn out, and it's curriculums like you would get when you go to a private school. You know, these curriculums and these little, it's all boss and colorful, you know, not like public school curriculum.
And that's a problem, by the way. I mean, that it should be like public schools. Every kid deserves.
Well, public school needs to step up, but it's just, I think, take a look at this website. I was blown away because I just knew the shirts, and the shirts are great, but there's so much more behind this, and she has done. I just applaud you every time I think about this charity, because this is a lot of work. And you can, somebody who thinks up something like this really cares. And when we said, let's do this, and you said, I can't believe you want to do this. I'm like, but how do we not give back? You know, because you are doing, as I usually say, you're doing God's work. Because people don't take mental health, as you taught me, mental health support very seriously, you know, and we all have been there, you know, children, these are the things that we wish we would have known when we were little, you know, if someone that gave me these tools, you know, I might've been a different person, you know, and it's just not kids that need, well, now, hopefully you work with kids, but I looked at some of this stuff and I'm like, oh, I wish I had this maybe 10 years ago, you know, when I was dealing with demons from coming back from, you know, wherever I was with the military. You know, these are things that, you know, we all really need. So I want to say thank you. And I'm really glad it's not just the shirts. You know, I love the shirts, but there's so much more.
Thank you so much. I mean, the shirts have been something that's been so foundational for us and are very close to my heart, because it means that you all care, that you care as a group and individually. And it's also a wonderful thing for Ken and others to say, oh, you know, to see, oh, they bought my shirt. And that's all so joyful. And and it has helped this program so much. And I have to tell you that if you look at our website, you won't see the program that they're talking about it because it's on a portal where you have to get a login. But at some point, maybe before the end of the year, I'd love to have another time with you guys, or if it's just, somehow to show people what we're doing. We have 32 lessons, and for each lesson, we have a video for instructors, a video for parents, and a video for kids. So right there, that's 96 videos. Plus we have an additional training video library with videos by Dr. Rita Walker, who is the author of The Unapologetic Guide to Black Mental Health. I got in touch with Dr. Rita Walker the week before she was on Good Morning America.
See,
And she's worked with us for 2.5 years now. There's all sorts of other really wonderful tools for every lesson. Every one of the 32 lessons, we have reading materials for kids, like books to read and read aloud on these certain subjects. So a book on social media, funny versus mean, a book on how to choose heroes, where so many kids think of their heroes as someone who has a lot of followers or somebody who's got the latest music video. And they don't say it like that, but that's who their role models are, right?
Yeah.
And we talk a lot about what really defines our heroes, and that is what defines our core values. And so we have, I digress, we have physical activity and games, art, sharing circles, reading, and dramatic play, in addition to the 96 videos. And all of that is in all of these lessons. We have monthly meetings, we have office hours, we have individual trainings. We are in touch with all of our locations at any time that they need us. And this real quick, I would like to tell you how we scaled. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, here's a lesson on resilience. I guess that is what you'd call it. After all of that, we built our curriculum from the time that Yale mentioned that we should do it in 2015 to, we had a 4-year curriculum development period, and then a pilot in Chicago Public Schools. And we had a launch date in writing of March 15th, 2020. The exact day that the world shut down.
Wow.
And I sat here in this little chair in my little apartment going, oh no, 7 years at this, we've gone into debt and we have nothing. And then I thought, no, we don't have nothing like that little kid who's in a pressure of a cooker of a household, and now she can't even get out and go somewhere.
Can't get out.
And the pain and the stress and the grief and the financial turmoil is going to be even worse for that family. We don't have nothing like that kid who's sitting at the table in his house afraid to come out because he's afraid of being thrown out. Or that kid in the corner of the internet who just needs to make some real friends and now can't for the foreseeable future. So that day, we pivoted our program and created an at-home version and put it on our website. And it's a highly condensed program version, but we have videos from our psychologist and then 2 educators who are experts in youth development. And we put all of our tools into 4 languages because of the nature of the global pandemic: English, Spanish, German, and Italian. So we made that pivot within about a month. We were working like 18-hour days. And a friend of mine who's a YMCA CEO said, hey, can we put this out to our people who can't come in? No one can come in now. So could we at least send this to people at home? And I said, sure, take it. We're giving this away. People need help. We'll figure out the money later. Take it. And that's when YMCA of the USA called and they said, we love your work. We'd like you to be our national program. We went through a 2-year pilot with YUSA, and I got the numbers back recently. We are now impacting over 246,000 kids, plus their parents.
Wow.
So if each child has one parent, that's about 500,000 people.
That's amazing.
Thank you. 6,000 instructors have been trained, and we are in over 1,800 locations.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
That's so incredible.
Thank you.
That's a big impact.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We've put all of our money into programming. So instead of, thank you, I'll just say this real fast. Your money will not go to our team, frankly. The money that we raise here is going into programming. That's what we do. I am a volunteer CEO since 2013. I don't know how much longer I can say that, but grateful to make a living in other ways. And so I want to assure everybody, you can find that on our website. You can find our financials on our website. There's complete transparency because that's best practices as a nonprofit. And we put all the money into getting this work out to schools. In addition to that, we've created a middle school program and have a video library for middle schoolers and other tools, same types of tools that I had just mentioned, and an entire 28 lesson mental health support tools for LGBTQIA plus youth. And that includes videos and tools.
I was going to mention that too. I love that aspect of the program too. It's amazing.
Thanks. Well, kids are killing themselves. And that's the bottom line. We did, I don't mean to go on, but I'll just say this one more thing. I looked at some CDC statistics recently. 24% of high school girls have made a plan to die by suicide.
Wow.
1 in 10 have attempted. The numbers are higher for LGBTQIA plus youth. And this is a result of many things, including not having recovered emotionally from the pandemic. A lot of other major issues. Obviously, there has been a lot of pain that kids are wrestling with. A lot of things they don't have tools to operate with. How do you handle things like social media? It's hard enough for adults.
Right.
And how do you handle a 24-hour cycle when if you have your phone, someone can text you in the middle of the night? Why don't you just go kill yourself? There are things that kids have to deal with that we never had. And they don't have the tools. And so that's why we are throwing ourselves into this work as much and as quickly as possible, creating these tools to help them build the resilience that they need.
Thank you.
Wow.
So guys, what's the hashtag again?
Giving Tuesday.
Giving Tuesday IDIC.
IDIC.
We got it right under your name, Tamia.
That's
right.
There.
And
we're going to go to
popheroculture.org. Yes, please donate.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Make it go
There's
viral,
a
people.
button at the top of our website, popculturehero.org, that you can donate at. We have 3 people I would really love to put a shout out to, and those are 3 people who have been with me for a long time who have become monthly donors. And that's also an incredible thing if anybody's able to. I hate sounding like this, but I do want to put a special shout out to Carl Fredrickson, Eric and Debbie Schwent, and Chris Dale, who just have it on automatic withdrawal and support our work. And it has meant so much. And for that reason, we're starting at $1,050. So that's where we're starting on.
Wow.
Yeah, thanks to those 3.
Amazing. I just want to point out Carl Fredrickson, our buddy. Everybody, you might recognize him in the live chat as Domestic. So if you ever see Domestic, make sure.
Are you here?
to
I
give
didn't
him-
know you were here.
I don't think he's here right now.
I don't think he is. I'll look.
When
but
he's
I don't
out
see
in
him.
YouTube, if you see Domestic, make sure to give him a big thank you for that.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
That is
So
awesome.
I want to switch gears a little bit, and I want to talk about a little bit of fun stuff, because I mean, first of all, like, part of me, like, we're here for a serious thing too, but I'm also still a fangirl. And and I'm sitting here on this show with 2 actors who played some of my favorite characters literally ever.
Ever.
Ever in any and all of my television watching career. Ever. Big capital EV. So I want to just spread a little bit of Deep Space Nine love and go back to, I think how some people may know and some people may not. Like when you first auditioned, Chase, for Deep Space Nine, weren't they trying to cast you as the Jake's love interest, Dabo girl? What is her name? Marta?
Marta, yes.
Marta?
I auditioned for the role of Marta, and I got down to the final two. And as I often say, they cast the other girl because Jake Cirroc at the time was 16 and she was 19 and I was not. And
19 and a half. I think it was 19 and a half.
I was not.
19 and a half, Ryan?
Yeah.
That's what I Googled it.
Yeah. Okay. So close and yet so far away, but then they wrote the role of Lita for me, and I'm grateful to have been able to recoup that job.
That is so cool. I'm so grateful for them to write that show for you. I mean, write that role for you. I want to know, like, is there a particular memory that you guys have of working together that was just like, oh, this is when you realize, like, I like this person, or did you just hate each other? Just tell the truth. You can spill the tea.
Rock.
No, there was no hating there. I wish we worked together more often, Chase. That it was kind of few and far between that I can remember where we would have like scenes together. But there were moments, especially when there were large gathering of us, like a party or a wedding or some kind of event that we were all kind of gathered for. But I just remember Chase.
Oh,
that's something that's kind of been the case even up to this day. She's so generous and sweet and always considering other people and their being selfless. And that's what I really admire about Chase, is that she could easily be a self-centered person and all about herself and her career, but instead she uses her voice or platform to raise awareness and try to help other people. That we always can say is a great quality about a human being that Chase has shown us time and time again, that's who she is, and so that hasn't changed at all.
No.
So generous. Thank you, Cirroc. That's incredibly kind. We've all had both, right? We all have our moments of selfishness and craziness in our heads, and then we all have moments when we were able to really see the clarity and the fun of being there for other people. I'm grateful that
not everybody, Chase. You're exceptional. Yeah, you're exceptional. I can say, because a lot of people are not like you, and you are exceptional. That you dedicate so much time and energy into a bigger cause and something bigger than yourself, and that will ultimately be a great legacy that you leave behind for all of us and for the benefit of those people whose lives you touch, because you don't know how many lives that you're out there making a difference in, how many people are impacted by the programs that you put in place, and how many people are alive because they may choose to live and find a better way for themselves going forward because you inspired them, and people you work with inspired them with these programs and these tools. So I think that kind of a legacy is way bigger than just any job that we do on a show. I think that's really commendable.
That's gold to me, Cirroc. To hear you say that, you who you are, to say that, it means the world to me. And right back to you, my friend. I mean, when you think of, frankly, all the child actors that there are that have struggles, that you had the ability and the wisdom and the support and your relationship with Avery and with your mom and however else that you were able to pull through and become the man you are, and the wonderful actor you are, and have that all based on the core values that you have of kindness and integrity. And it shows in your work, and I can't wait to see more of your work, and I hope it's soon, and I believe we will.
Ooh,
that's sweet of you, Chase. Thank you.
Teaser,
You're
teaser.
pretty well. I'm not saying I know anything, but I would absolutely predict and really you're
Yeah.
amazing yourself, my friend. You really are.
Aw.
I agree.
Yeah,
Oh, well, thank
we
you.
like him a little bit.
Yeah, he's cool.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You know,
And your relationship with Avery, how beautiful that you have that, in real life, and that you
Yeah.
still have it. And what an example that has been to so many kids and so many parents. And what you've done with that is gold. It's a lifeline.
I got a quick question for you, Chase, before I move on to my question for Ryan. Did you and Avery get to talk jazz a lot at all? Because you're such an accomplished jazz vocalist, and I mean, and that man is jazz. So
Thank you. I wasn't singing that much back then at that point. I really didn't. I wish I had. That would have been a neat conversation to have. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if y'all haven't heard Chase's music, so please do look it up and buy, because her voice is beautiful and she's amazing. And so
Very
support
kind.
that way. Ryan, buddy, speaking of people who do great things and help a lot of people.
I'm going to start to one day, I swear. I'm going to get right on it.
Who invited him?
You know, you're the Papa Bear over there at the Seventh Rule, and you're nurturing. You have all these Facebook groups. Seventh Rule has all these Facebook. You guys do a lot of different stuff, but for me, you guys will always be special because you were one of my intros into this larger community of Trek fandom. And because you hosted, you guys put on virtual TrekCon, and during the pandemic, and I made a lot of friends, during that time. We were all stuck in the house, and you guys had been doing your show. I didn't know the show yet until virtual TrekCon, and then I knew the show, and then you had this great, wonderful community in the chat, and everybody was so welcoming and so warm and so genuinely friendly. And that all comes from you guys. That all comes from the top. You don't just find this type of community. Like, it doesn't just appear. It has, because you guys set such an amazing tone. This is the type of community that you've been able to develop. So I just first of all, I want to say thank you for that. There's really not a question. And I want to sort of give you your flowers, because you're amazing. And the work, and you're always like really low key and behind the scenes and stuff, but you really work your ass off.
Oh yeah.
To
That's
engender
why I
the
don't
Trek
have an
community.
ass.
I was thinking it was because you were French, but that's okay.
Well, thank you, Tamia. And it does start at the top. I totally agree. And that is Aaron Eisenberg. So huge kudos and flowers to him forever. And Cirroc Lofton, of course. I just think of myself as kind of like the engine, or the guy that goes, hey, I got a great idea. And I go to Cirroc and I trust him to either say, yes, that is a good idea. Or he goes, no, man, don't. We're not going. That's terrible. Don't do that. We're not doing that. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you telling me now. But it's true about the online community. And a lot of that's just luck. Honestly, it does start at the top. You try to be nice and supportive to everybody, but we have been fortunate. There's a very, very tiny amount of trolls. There's a very small amount of negative people. It's unbelievable. Whereas if you go anywhere else on the internet, it's rampant. It's such a mess out there, but we've been so lucky. I think what it is just that the people that are so loving and friendly and fun and funny and joyful, they tend to speak the loudest right now in our community, in the SyFy Sister community, and Star Trek community. And so it's really great to be able to amplify their voices, and that they amplify each other's voices, and they become friends, they talk amongst themselves. And so really anybody that has any negativity, they're kind of the outsider, because everybody else is being so supportive of each other. It's just kind of like this rising tide. And that, again, starts with Cirroc. It started with Aaron. It starts with people like Chase and other people in Star Trek. And actually, speaking on
Melissa Longo.
Don't
forget Melissa.
Who's been singing our praises in the live chat for us.
She is out there.
Thank you to Melissa.
Other SyFy sister.
That's the other
That's right,
SyFy
our
sister.
other SyFy sister.
That's
We
right.
already adopted
We
her.
already a long time ago, before anybody knew who we were. She was out there supporting us. So shout out to Melissa.
But also on Chase, I wanted to say, I always thought the most important thing is to give a voice to the voiceless, right? And that means, to me, that means protecting animals, protecting the environment, protecting children. Those are the obvious ones. Those don't have a voice. They can't speak for themselves. They can't, change laws or raise funds. So that's up to us to protect those people. Also, mental health, because up until very recently, people with mental health issues didn't necessarily have a voice, because in this case, they weren't necessarily educated on what mental health was, and we weren't. They don't know how to express this thing if we as a society don't fully understand what it is. So people like you really trailblazing in this vein is super important, so that the people that now have a problem that is not visible for those of us on the outside, they now can learn about it. They can now understand how to voice this. And we can now understand how to be receptive to this and how to be the kind of person, this is very important, the kind of person that other people feel comfortable approaching with this kind of question or statement or situation or emotion that they want to share. It's going to be very, very hard for them to look for help or look for a friend or look for an ear if you are not that kind of person that they can come to. And we should all be a society that they can come up to, and we should all be an individual that they can come up to. So thank you to Chase for leading that charge, I think.
So beautifully said.
That is so beautifully said. Thank you. And, like I said, I just know how important this help is, because I've needed it. I've needed it myself, and we really need to destigmatize that and to realize that, I don't know, it just keeps occurring to me as you are saying this, that mental health is a little like oxygen. Like, you don't really notice it until you need it desperately. And then, you need help at that point, and we all need help. And there's no shame in that. We've all experienced depression, anxiety, loneliness, fear, shame, self-doubt, the imposter syndrome, rejection, sensitivity, incredible struggles in so many ways. And we all need empathy. And you're right, Ryan, empathy is such a key to give voice to people who are voiceless. And I'm sorry to go on, but empathy is the key to solving all of the world's most pressing problems. Empathy is the key to climate change. Empathy is the key to hunger and war and creating restorative justice and everything that we really need to make this world good. And yet it's hard to have empathy when we're stuck in the pain of depression, anxiety, all of those things that are clouding our own minds before we can help someone else. So it's all so interrelated, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, when we're doing these reviews on the episodes, a lot of the times there's a theme that pops up, and it's the issue of mental health. And it reminds me, when I'm watching Star Trek, that we've come to a place in society where we have warp engines and we have photon lasers and we have force fields, and we can beam things and create food out of, matter, and we can do all of these things. But when somebody magic, there's no magical tool, there's no button that they can press, there's nothing that they can actually just fix you with instantly. There's no quick fix for it. It requires the kind of tools, the therapy, the shoulder to, somebody to listen, the friend. It requires all of those kinds of things in order for people to restore their mental health. And it doesn't matter 400 years into the future, with all of the inventions and all of the advancement that we do, it's still going to be an issue that requires a certain level of delicacy, that requires a certain level of care and empathy, as you discussed. And with Aaron Eisenberg's story with Nog, and the kind of PTSD that he was going through in that episode, and how he was able to get brought out of it with Vic's help and other people's help. It just goes to show you that mental health is always going to be an issue that we have to deal with from here on out into the future. So there's no easy fix for it. There's no simple solution for it. It requires, that kind of attention to detail. So I think that it's great that you're doing this work, Chase. I'm always going to be happy to support you in this endeavor. I'm always going to be happy to support the SyFy Sistas in whatever their endeavors are. And I couldn't have a better partner than Ryan, because he's been such an awesome guy this whole time.
Thanks, man.
He's an amazing partner.
Yeah.
Cirroc knows how I feel about him. We joke a lot on our show, but then when we send text, sometimes we'll crack and say really nice things to each other. But I appreciate you more than anything, and there's nobody I'd rather be doing this with. And everybody at home, I just donated to popculturehero.org, and it was so easy. I did it while having a conversation with these fine people.
That's right.
So that you could do it extremely easily. You click that link just below this video. It's right there. You click on it. There's a pop-up that says, "Would you like to donate?" And you go, actually, yes. That's exactly why I was here.
If you just donated, put in the chat, I just donated.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Do we have an ability
Who else did?
to look and see how much we've raised so far? Can we get a tally so far, or no?
I think most people are waiting until, I think most people are listening, although Ryan is right. It's really easy, super easy to do it right now. Today we brought in $60. So it's not.
Oh, come on, gal. We gotta do a lot better than that, y'all.
Yes.
I do want to say one other thing regarding all this, and thank you for all that you just said, everyone. One thing that the Y does, and I get so excited to be part of the Y, because I know about them a few things that some people don't. For one thing, Y is an incredibly inclusive place, and it's called the Y now, whereas it used to be YMCA, but they're inclusive. They are pro LGBTQ. Their doors are open to everyone all the time, as it should be. You don't have to have money in order to go to a Y. If you truly can't afford a membership, just go and tell them and you're in. So that's one other thing that I really love. This work is literally available to everyone. Ys are in almost every community within 20 miles of 90% of the population of the US. And
it's amazing.
Thank you. And one other thing I love. So when I say that we're with the Y, it's not like we're with this place where you have to have a membership. No, it's so much more accessible than that. YMCAs go to schools and work with kids after schools. And one other thing that's my favorite, I've long wanted to get this work into housing communities, housing projects. And we are now.
Wow. That's awesome.
Thank you. With at least one set of Ys in Kingsport, Tennessee, they are going into housing projects and working with Title I housing and Title I kids in schools. That's where, most of the kids get free lunches. And they're specifically in so many Title I communities across the U.S., but I know specifically in Tennessee, they're in housing projects. And that's part of what's so exciting, is being able to reach people that could never, I wouldn't say never, but the lines to get into see a free psychologist are pretty long.
Oh boy.
You know, the social structure of this country doesn't have that.
Ooh.
We say mental health for all, but it's not that way.
Not at all.
So this is a way that people can learn these skills while they're young,
Yeah.
and hopefully have them stick for the rest of their lives.
Thank you, Jeannie.
Yay, Jeannie. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Hi, Jeannie. Jeannie's on our board. Jeannie is just absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Jeannie, for being here. Homer Frizzell is also a wonderful member of the T7R community, and he is on our board.
All right. Hey, homie.
Homie. That's my homie.
Yeah,
Where's he?
you.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Right.
your
Where is
donation.
he? Right.
We miss
Right.
Homer.
Oh, Homer
Right.
Frizzell called out on YouTube Live.
Except in the Catskills again, probably.
Catskills. No internet in the Catskills.
Okay, guys, I'm going to give out it's popculturehero.org. That is the place to donate, popculturehero.org.
Thank you. Oh, Melissa, thank you so much. Wow, you're amazing. Thank you.
Yay,
you.
Melissa.
And thank you, Melissa, so much. And Just Keep Running LLC just sent in a beautiful donation. Thank you so much, all of you. This is lovely.
We're going to keep it rolling out.
NAM for Homer.
Yeah, we got a NAM for Homer.
That's a non-appearance mention, Chase.
Yes.
If he's not here, but he's still mentioned.
Got it. Okay. I need to learn.
Okay, guys. I want to see us like break some ground here before we sign off. You know.
Right.
I wonder, Ryan, did you have?
Look at this. This is awesome.
Oh, sweet. Yay.
Amazing.
Go ahead, Jamal.
Wow.
Well, thank you so much for that monthly donation.
Ooh,
That's
Jamal.
wonderful.
Whoa!
appreciate
Wow.
Thank you.
Nice.
Ryan,
I like it.
Yes.
you want to tell folks like a little bit about what's going on? I mean, I know there's a lot of Seventh Rule folks here in the chat, but I think there's a lot of other people out there who might not know all the good stuff that you guys have going on at the Seventh Rule. Can you tell people a little bit about what you got going?
Well, the seventh rule is, have you ever had a Star Trek actor that you wish would watch Star Trek and become a nerd like the rest of us? Well, Cirroc Lofton is doing that, and it is the coolest thing in the world to see him going from, I don't understand what's going on, to, you remember back in episode 27 when they, and I'm like, yes, it's one of us, one of us. So it's really cool to see, you know, obviously on top of that, that Cirroc is like this super smart and thoughtful and fun fellow to just hang out with and chat with. So, you know, and we have a lot of amazing guests. Chase has been on our show and graced our show many times before. We've had so many. Melissa Longo's been on our show more than anybody ever because she's part of the team and she's amazing. So, you know, the seventh rule on any kind of social media, especially YouTube or wherever podcasts are found. We've reviewed all of Deep Space Nine with people like Chase Masterson, with Ira Stephen Bear, Armin Shimmerman, Alexander Siddig, Terry Farrell, Robert Hewitt Wolf. We could go on forever. Everybody, Aaron Eisenberg, who played Nog, it was his idea. He started it off. So it's been so much fun. Now we're in the next generation. We're just finishing up season 2. And so poor Cirroc, I was worried this might be torture to him because, first of all, it's Next Generation. He's a Deep Space Nine guy. So Deep Space Nine, even if he didn't watch the episodes, he remembers shooting some. He knows the people. Next Generation, he's like, okay, I'm going to watch this this 1987 Star Trek, but I heard it's pretty good. And then he's watching Code of Honor and scratching his eyes out. He's watching Justice and covering, being like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
What? And I'm like, no, watch this part, dude. Watch this. And he's like, I don't like you anymore.
Thanks, Matthew.
Thank
So
you,
that's what
Matthew.
we're doing. And right now, actually, Walter Koenig is joining us to review the original Star Trek series.
That
for
is
the
so
first time
cool.
ever.
Wow. That is cool.
He's never watched anything either, so it's going to be fun to watch him.
We'll get him to watch Justice.
Oh, Lord.
Wow, everybody's donating. We did it.
They are. You are.
All right.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, everyone. I have some shout outs to those of you who are everyone who's there and these wonderful people who have donated. Tanya Scott, thank you so much. Alan Erickson, thank you so much. Alan says, hashtag not waiting for Giving Tuesday, IDIC. Love what you do. He says, love what you do and love my SyFy Sistas and T7R. Thank you so much.
Love you.
Alan.
Thank you.
Thank you. Matthew
Thank you.
Egan from Matthew and Laurel. Thank you both so much. Dear lovely friends. Then David Gregory, Giving Tuesday, IDIC.
Dave.
3 purple hearts and a cool sign and a live long and prosper. Thank you very much, David Gregory, for your support. And then we're back to Just Keep Running LLC. Melissa,
Chuck,
Mungo.
please hold on for a minute. Chuck, what's happening, Chuck? It's on the screen, Chuck.
He sees it.
It's on the screen.
Chuck, there's a link in the description box just below the video.
Right there.
Just below it.
Yeah, just right below. Click on donate today at
There you go.
popculturehero.org.
Popculturehero.org.
And thank you,
Everybody
Chuck.
got that?
You got awesome plates.
Okay, this is really this is quite wonderful. Thank you. A big shout out to Lisa Middleton, who is one of the directors at YMCA Louisville. We're working with Lisa. Thank you so much, Lisa, for the work you're doing with us. I just want to say Lisa is so wonderful that we're doing a case study on YMCA Louisville, and we have a really wonderful video that Lisa made with her team for us this week. Your support and Lisa, your work with these kids, I had to hold back tears as I was watching this video that you made. Really, truly, thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
And thank you for your donation.
The passion in all of these people involved is amazing to me. That's why I think it's such a great organization, because everybody's got so much passion for it. You know, even when you mention some of that stuff, you know, I start thinking about, I hate to keep bringing up myself, but I start thinking about the stuff that I could have really used. And it's great. It's just great, because I'm just, I really could have used a lot of this stuff. And I think a lot of kids, I know, you know, kids that are just going through it every day that really need it. So again, thank you, especially from someone like me who could really use this stuff right now. Just to be honest, I mean, there are days when I'm like, woo, do I want to get out this bed?
Right.
Or do I just want to sit here and pull the covers over my head? You know,
I mean,
so,
and that's real. And you know, the thing is, like, it's so, life is hard right now. Like I mean, I know every generation says life is hard, but I think there's a particular set of circumstances that folks are living through now that we've never lived through before. You know, and stuff is rough. You know, so that's why I think the work that you're doing, Chase, is so important. And it's one of the reasons why I think both the Seventh Rule and SyFy Sistas exist is, you know, we're all 3 of us in our own ways are trying to find a way to make it a little bit better and a little bit easier for ourselves and for other people, you know. And I mean, I feel like that's the work.
Yep.
You know, that's the work.
Yes, it is. And, you know, and we all have those times where we feel like, how am I going to do this day? And, you know, and I have those days too, where it's like, it takes everything I have, like, get up and brush your teeth. It's that hard sometimes, right? If we're going to be honest, for all of us, just do it, damn it. And it feels like you're dragging yourself out of quicksand.
Yep.
And part of what's important is to destigmatize that and say, you know what? I have a right to be stressed. I have a right to my feelings right now. I need to be kind to myself today. And if I'm having a hard day, I'm just going to know that I'm doing my best and that's all I can do. Right? I mean, it's really important for us to know that we're not alone. If you're in that type of depression or anxiety or just pain at something in your life or at reading the headlines,
Yeah.
it's part of the human condition and we all experience it, and you will have better days. And the key is just taking those baby steps and doing the next right thing. You don't have to know how to do noon or 1 p.m.
Right.
Thank
you.
Know how to do the next 10 minutes, the best next 10 minutes you can do, and that will lead to the next one. And pretty soon you'll be sailing, you'll be flying, and you'll be showing other people how to have the kind of resilience that you've learned.
I love it. I love it. You guys, I'm going to give the links one more time. popculturehero.org is the place to donate. The links are going to be up. I'm going to remind everybody, the links are going to be up on SyFy Sistas on our website. It's going to be up in our Facebook groups on our
not
Facebook
the links,
page.
the tallies.
I mean, the tallies. Okay, the tallies. Okay. So for the link, that's right. You need to go to popculturehero.org. But I'm also going to splash that all over the place.
Right.
To donate.
And thanks, Chuck. He just donated. I want to make sure people that donated got a
Yay!
link.
Yes,
Yay!
I'm looking. Thank you so much. Another thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, to Chuck Aronowitz. Thank you so much. And to David Gregory. David Gregory says, for my buddy Chris Marshall, keep fighting the good fight. We all love you in the Trek family. Giving Tuesday at IDIC. Thank you so much.
That's beautiful.
Well, Dave Gregory, can we just give him another shout out? Because this
Please.
guy,
Please do. Always,
where does he get off being so cool and nice to everybody?
Right.
It's almost like he's not human. He's like the most perfect human being. Anytime you see him at a convention or virtually or in any live chat, he's super positive. He's super friendly. Big shout out to Dave Gregory for just being, I don't get it. I don't know how he's this amazing, but he is. And we're glad that we know him.
Yes,
he's living that Star Trek life. You know, that's, you try to, like Samia said, we're all trying to make it better for everyone else. We're all living that Star Trek life. We believe in, IDIC. We believe in the values that we've been watching since we were little kids. Maybe not Cirroc, but most of us.
I'm getting there. Give me some time.
But I think
I'm only on season 2.
Right. Oh my God. But yeah, so I think that's
Shades
where
of Grey too, by the way.
Oh God.
He's like, there's 5 more seasons.
I'm over the hump though so far.
Yeah. I said I'm not even coming until you get to season 3. So I digress. But,
Right. And you guys are just starting, and you're just starting TOS too.
Yeah.
When you get the 3, we'll join you.
We're gonna start with Spock's brain, I think.
Oh not
God.
even in order. Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
Work backwards.
But yeah, as I was just quickly, I think that David Gregory just totally lives that IDIC life.
Yeah.
And I'm here for that, and I think that's and I do believe that's what the SyFy Sisters and Seventh Rule are all about also. I mean, I come to the SyFy Sisters from the Seventh Rule. So, this is our family, these guys, along with Melissa, and of course, our beloved Aaron, this is our family, and Chase is our family. This is the family getting together and doing that IDIC. Did I say that right? Yes, IDIC. This is the business. This is the family business right here. So
the family business.
This is the family business, So let's get out there. Let's do some donating. Let's get some money to these kids. Let's get some money to this program. let's we don't want Chase stressing out because she's gonna be out there like, listen, I need you to donate. No, she wouldn't do that, but let's get out there, let's donate.
Thanks,
Let's buy some
Emu.
shirts.
Thank you.
Let's do it.
Share,
Let's
share.
right, and
Share,
use
share,
that
share.
hashtag, hashtag oh, I wrote it and I don't remember what it is now.
Hashtag Giving Tuesday
Thank you.
IDIC.
You know what, Chase? That thing changed so many times I couldn't remember what it was.
Thank you so much. We have a few more. We have a few more donation shout outs.
All right.
So we have Tamia Harper. Thank you so much.
Hey, we know her.
And Inara Tabir. Thank you so much. And Gregory Wickstrom. Thank you so much.
Hey, he's out in Hawaii.
Oh, nice.
Right. If there's anybody I missed, please let me know. But that's what we have right now. And also a very special email just came in to the coalition email, and it said they're mentioning a YMCA that they'd like us to work with. I need to look it up again, but in Pennsylvania, and that they are. Here we go. There's a Y in Pittsburgh in a historically Black neighborhood. I wanted to do something with the Black Heroes movement at this Y.
That's our guy, J.R. Poole.
That's J.R.
Poole.
J.R. Poole. I was just going to say.
That's our man.
Okay. So they do well at the Thelma Lovett Y. They have lots of programs here.
Yep.
I will definitely follow up with you on that, JR, and look and see where we are. I know we're in Pittsburgh. I'm not sure exactly how many sites, but thank you. Those things always matter. Thank you so much. I just want to say one other thing really quickly. I know we need to close soon, and thank you all for your time. If you have organizations or corporations that you work with that might be interested in doing a matching donation or having some sort of corporate responsibility program, if they are organizations or corporations that support charities, which usually there is a social responsibility program with each big business, please let us know. I would absolutely love to hear about that. That matters. Or if there are places that you know that could use our work, also please reach out.
Oh,
awesome.
Yeah. You guys are amazing. Everybody here is amazing. You guys, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody, thanks out there for watching and for contributing to the chat, and most importantly, contributing to Pop Hero Culture Foundation organization. So, what's the link again? Is popheroculture.org.
Pop Culture Hero.
Oh, God dang it. I made it through the whole show without doing that.
Okay. It's Pop Culture Hero.org.
Thank you.
You can sign up for our mailing list there. And also, if you would like to follow us and get updates, we're at Superhero IRL on Facebook, Twitter, I can't call it X, and Instagram.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about that.
And everybody, don't forget also bekindmerch.org, because guess what? You may not know this, but the holidays are coming right up. What a perfect gift to get somebody. Am I right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Get those shirts.
So much. Thank you so much. By the way, T7R also has t-shirts, the family t-shirts, which are so fantastic. So if you get a chance, support them as well. You guys are amazing.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
Well, you can support some SyFy Sistas shirts too if you will go.
Okay, that too.
But on Black Friday, go buy those Pop Culture Hero. Be kind. Get those shirts on Black Friday.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
On Black
We're
Friday.
going to be posting the name of everyone on our website. Everybody who donates will have a special link, and we're not going to put how much, but we will put the names. And one more just came in. Lawrence Niels, thank you to Chase.
Hey. That's
right.
All of your
from
continued
Geek Life
good work.
Rules. That's
Thank you,
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Geek Life Rules. He does some amazing work and is always entertaining us and makes a space for cosplayers and entertainers to come through in the geek world and do some awesome work. He's amazing.
What a really nice donation, Lawrence Niels. Thank you so much for that.
Wow.
All of these are nice and wonderful, and we value you guys and your hearts. Thank you for being who you are and for your support for this work.
So do you want to say, Ryan, do you want to list before we go all of the places the tally will be?
Oh yeah, well, we've
Thank you.
got groups, Facebook groups. I think you mentioned earlier for all the new Star Trek series, basically. Picard, Discovery, Strange New Worlds. We've got Prodigy and Lower Decks as kind of a combined animated show group. People even post those very short treks constantly in there. They love episode 3 with the with Riker and Beverly Crusher, if anybody in the live chat knows what that is. But also, look, the 7th rule, Yvette knows that one. The 7th rule, SyFy Sistas. Follow Chase too on social media because she'll be around as well. Basically everywhere. Just find it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support in posting this on your sites, Ryan, and yay for who you are. Yay Ryan, yay Cirroc, yay all of you ladies are just really the lifeblood of Trek. You really are. Thank you for living this show.
Oh yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Thank you,
Thank you,
Chase.
SyFy Sisters.
Oh wow.
Hey.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, thank you so much. And just a final thank you for supporting this work. You know this means the world to me. And again, we'll be posting everybody's name who donates. I'll send out a link on all of these sites just to say a special thank you to everybody who's done this, and we'll send out the totals. So much love. Thank you all so much for who you are.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. We love you. We love you so much. And thanks for joining. What?
What's that?
Blew up.
I was about to. I know. My hands got away from me. Don't worry. You saw this. It was just really fast. And then it went. It was like a firework. Okay.
Oh, nice. Bye, everybody.
We love you. Peace, love, and hair grease. Thanks for joining us all.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Love you so much. Happy Thanksgiving.